Hello everyone, Trophy Wine Hunter. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing a review of the Castello di Ama 2016 La Marita. And so this is their Super Tuscan wine. Castello di Ama is one of the leading wineries in Chianti Classico. I've done a review of their Chianti Classico Gran Selezione, which I'll put at the end of this video, and that goes through the history of the winery. Cole's Notes version is that the winery was founded in 1976 when 4 families took over the vineyard that was a former estate. Very influential winery, producing some of the top wines in Chianti Classico. This is a little bit different. So Castello di Ama is named after a castle in the region. La Marita is the first purebred Merlot that was produced in Tuscany, and it started in 1985. So the vines for this vineyard site, which is 2 parcels at the top of one of their vineyards called Bellavista, and that comprises La Marita Cru. It is distinguished with their terroir, which is clay. And so the vines here were planted firstly in 1975, and they're mostly Canaiolo and also Malvasia Bianca. And they were replanted in 1982 with Merlot grapes. And I think it still offers great value compared to a wine like Massetto. And I actually personally think I just had the 2004 Massetto, and I personally think that this is a more approachable wine than Massetto. And so it is clearly an expression of Italian terroir for Merlot. It tastes much different than your Merlot in BC or Pomerol. It's not really well known. There's only about 10,000 bottles that are produced a year, so it is a very sought after wine. After it goes through malolactic fermentation, the wine is then transferred to oak barriques. 50% are new, and then it is aged in barriques for about 14 months. Let's taste the wine. So I've had this open overnight. We tasted it yesterday. A little tight, but very nice in terms of lots of dark fruit flavors, nice aromas, a little bit of toasty oak. So it was nice. So now it's overnight. It's been in the fridge, and I've just popped it out for a couple hours, and let's taste it now. On the aroma, a little bit more open. You get dark fruit elements, a lot of black plums, black currants. That reminds me of it. And a little bit of floral, maybe a little bit of violets on the nose. On the taste, a lot more fleshy, lots of fruit flavors. I think tastes a lot softer today than yesterday, like Merlot. Lots of red currants, black plums, boysenberry, blueberries, and then a little bit of violets and almost a kind of a foresty underbrush type aftertaste on this. I think it's still fairly young at this point. I think it can go a couple more years, maybe give it another 5 years to really flesh out. But if you extend the aeration, it's quite drinkable and quite nice. Great with steaks and things like that. My rating of this wine is 92 points. And I think the difference between this and, let's say, a classic Merlot from Pomerol region, I think this has got a little bit more acidity and almost a little bit of minerality on the end of this that I don't see with Pomerol. Pomerol is a little bit more dense and in the terms of the body, and a little bit more core fruits than this wine, which I think is a little bit more on the floral side, and I see a little bit more of that kind of foresty loam type and almost barnyardy type kind of taste in the aftertaste. Hope you've enjoyed this review. Until next time, happy drinking.